Alrighty, folks. Welcome to today's live stream. Let me just check and make sure real quick that I'm talking. Oh, yep, I'm talking. Awesome. Well, let's see here. We need to continue our campaign. As my phone goes off. Why did my phone go off? Oh, it went off because Samsung Health wants me to record when I slept at, which I don't know when I fell asleep, so it can kind of buzz off. It asks me that every day. Did you sleep between these times? It's like, no, I remember being up at that time, and this is way after the time I actually got up. But, I guess it is what it is. I guess more people actually get up and get on their phones. I think it's more of a, this is when you got on your phone instead of this is when you unplugged your phone and carried it away from you, or from your bed. All right, where were we? Oh, yeah, we're in Mulandir. Goblin Flesh. We have to defend the Nexus. Right. Now I remember. All right. Yes. Travel to Mulandir. Because we need to do stuff. Of course, Marquis is live today. Of course he is. So I play another game sometimes. Actually, I usually play it in the evenings, called EVE Online. And this weekend is a little function called Burn Jita, which is basically people go in and destroy any freighter that's within, I think, 5 jumps of the Jita system. The funny thing about that is all of the stuff that's going to Jita to get sold then gets redistributed to whoever can loot it. It's great.
Blazes. Battle noises. They're already inside.
They are. Come. Let's go get an overview.
What's next?
Ellen's reigns. This doesn't look good.
Tahar, you're awake.
He is. And he has got some interesting stories to tell.
But they'll have to wait. Where are Isgrim and Gore?
I don't know. They weren't in the Nexus when the fight broke out. I'd say they've taken matters into their own hands.
What are your orders, Tahar? This doesn't look good.
We have to seal the entrances. If they breach through either one of them, we're done with.
Then we need to split up. I'll get some of my men and make a stand in the southwest.
Then I'll take over the northwest. That's the hardest one for them to reach, so chances are they still haven't made it.
Then we'll help you.
Good. And Tahar, if what that scout said is true, and House Utran is really part of this attack, don't harm her. I know my sister, and this does not make any sense at all. There must be a reason for all of this.
I'll do my best. Good luck, Angar. We'll come to your help once the other entrances are secured.
Do that. Nihalth, guide your sword, Tahar.
So, I have to... Is this really the party that we get? Alright. I can work with that. We've got Iana. And I need to do this kind of quick, I think. Or maybe I don't. Because new points of interest are still being revealed. Alright, so we've got... Crit chance. Reduce all cooldowns. What is she running with? Shadow Strike, Siphon, and Dwarven Mine. I don't think I'm going to have her use Dwarven Mine. Or even is Dwarven... Oh, there's Dwarven Mine. To inflict bleeding and impaired. Oh, we already have that. What's this one? That's an effect. Effect. I can't do this. Okay. Well, let's see here. Single target. That's heal. Flurry of Blades. Deal damage and apply impaired to all enemies around you. Alright, let's grab that. Let's give her more dexterity. I'm going to throw Flurry of Blades over Dwarven Mine. And then Rowan. Which one was Rowan? What do I have him doing? Fire, Nova, Resurrection, and Restore. Okay, so he's currently our healer. So that would be Willpower. And then I have 1 point. That's block chance. That's spell power. That's focus regen. Let's grab more focus regen. Because with him being a healer,
Is
we're
there
going to
anything
need
you
it. Okay, so we have... Secure the south, talk to Scryer, talk to Iskrim, Angar, and Gore. So let's, I think, start up here with Iskrim.
I understand.
I think that's what we're gonna do. Sorry, it seems kind of jittery to me. Maybe it's just me though. That is possible. It did tell us that we had a whole bunch of... Well, hello, bad guys. That we had a whole bunch of traders now available.
And I'll say it again. What the... Tahar? Is that you?
Prepare yourselves.
Yes, it's me.
Let's see.
What the... Tahar? Is that you?
I'll explain later. What's the situation? What are those things?
My newest invention. Or, to be more precise, my newly recovered Shaper technology. I call them, Death Towers.
Death towers.
Yeah. While you were asleep, I did some more research on how the Shapers use the Nexus to defend their city. This is the result, though they won't hold forever. And my gut tells me the Utrans are up to something, because I haven't seen Lady Moira yet.
So it's true? House Utran is fighting for the purity?
Yeah, and quite viciously so. In other words, your awakening couldn't be more timely.
What do you suggest?
Well, as you know, I'm not the best at tacticians, but from what I saw, the attacks are currently coordinated by 2 Utran commanders. If we stay here and make sure no one gets through, you could take out those commanders in the meantime.
Got it. I'll come back when it's done.
Good. Nihalf guide your blade, friend.
Alright, so we need to take out the House Utran commanders, which are actually this way. So,
They
let's
will
get
fall.
going.
We'll make short work of them. They will burn.
Whatever's necessary.
As long as nobody starts taking too much damage. Like here.
You picked the wrong enemies.
Alright, excellent. Oh boy. Let's drop a war cry. Let's drop a blizzard. We're also going to drop a shadow strike. And up here, let's get a flurry of blades. Huh! That works. Can I get a heal as well?
Yes.
That's
Control.
all. I'm only getting started.
Need control.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Blazes, help me, somebody.
Yes.
I'm trying.
They killed one of our heroes.
Grr. Let's drop a fire spark in
Good.
here.
Now let's find the other one.
Oh, that was one of them? Oh.
So much.
Spark. We don't have any heals currently. So let's get her to use Siphon over here.
I'm injured.
Yes, I can see
Blazes, that's Lady Myra Utran. We need to help Iskrim. Come on. Don't die on us now.
that. Alright. I think we'll be alright. He needs more focus regen. Badly.
What's next?
Alright, let's just give you a potion.
It will be bloody.
Pathetic.
There we go. Let's drop a war cry in here as well.
Yes.
Die already! Blazes, what's the matter with her? She's acting like a blood.
All right. One more step, I'm gonna slit my throat.
Lady Mira, what?
Shut up!
Tell me one reason I shouldn't kill you.
Let me think. How about the fact that if I die, the Utran lands will fall into chaos and you'll have another civil war at hand? Just what you need right now, isn't it? Not to mention that the poor, precious Lord Marshal would be heartbroken, losing his sister like that.
I hate to say it, but she's right. We cannot let her die.
But I don't understand. Why did you betray the crown? Explain yourself.
Explain yourself. Oh, Tahar, you must understand the situation. You're not in a position to give orders. So here's what's gonna happen. You will let me walk away unharmed. You can have my soldiers, I don't care. But if you make only one wrong move, I will end this by slitting my throat.
Lady Mira, what?
You heard me. So, Tahar, what shall it be?
Fine. Get out of here.
A man of reason. One more thing, though, before I leave.
What?
You will repent. All of you.
Nihal's hammer. What? I mean, what was that?
I have absolutely no idea.
I have an idea. All right, so here's our Armageddon and Fireball. And the nice thing is that I have that same mastery of elements on both. Excellent. All right, let's talk to
Now would
Iskrim.
That is... Wait, I have a theory.
About what happened to Myra?
Yeah, but let's talk about that later. I think this entrance should be safe for now. The Death Towers will make sure of that. But what about the rest of the city?
I'm on it. We'll meet at the Nexus when, if, this mess is taken care of. Be on your guard, Iskrim.
Of course. Thank you again, Tahar. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah,
What
I'm
now?
glad I'm back too.
The southwest, the southeast, and the northeastern entrance are still undefeated.
Take care of them.
I'm trying to think which one we want to go to next. And I'm thinking we go down here. All right, so is there a gateway nearby with which I can arrive? Yes, so here, connect with here. Whoop. Nope, I want
Anything
all
on
of
your
you.
mind?
Whoop. There we go. Go through here. There we go. Much better.
Interesting.
I think we'll just go around. I think that's what we're going to do. And of course, you know we have to wait for them to get here.
Are you deaf? I said no! That machine will squash you like an...
You're here. Good. I assume that means the Northwest is secured.
It is. How about you?
Well, we managed to fend off their first attack. They aren't purity, though.
What then?
Mercenaries. They don't have a banner, so they could be about anyone. Thing is, they've put up a siege weapon of sorts right up that hill, which prevents us from retaliating.
What kind of weapon?
I don't know. It looks like some kind of catapult, but it seems to be magic-fueled and throws fireballs which cause massive damage. We're out of reach, but the moment we move against their camp, it'll decimate us within seconds.
Whereas, if you attack the machine directly, the mercenaries themselves will fall into your backs.
Or swarm right into the city, yes. We weren't enough to split up, but now we are. Good timing, in other words.
So you want us to destroy that weapon?
Yes. The moment it is down, we'll go for their strong point.
All right.
Understood. Let's get this done.
Can I walk through here and not get fireballed? Seems like it so far. How come we can walk through like this, but they can't? Does that make sense to anybody else?
Take it down.
Whoa, hello. Let's get a war cry in here. Let's get a blizzard. Followed by a fireball. Followed by an Armageddon, please.
I'm injured.
That should do it.
Then we should join Angar. He'll need help with his attack.
Do you require?
Blazes!
I'm
Help me, somebody!
I'm injured.
Yes?
Killed one of our
Wow.
heroes.
You. Well, and I'm almost dead.
It's over already.
Come on.
Will do.
Don't die on us now.
Can you help one of them?
Come on.
There we go.
Don't die on us now.
It's over already.
Is there anything you need?
Of course we didn't get the resurrection guy. There he is.
Come on. Don't die on us now.
Get up. Because we need to go help.
Child.
There we go. Welcome to the party. Let's get another spark in here. There we go.
Blazes. This is Commander Katras from Aenir's Deathmen.
So he's fighting for the purity now.
Corporal Tahar. What a surprise.
Katras, why?
Don't talk, friend. Fight.
But we just beat you. I think I know why these guys are getting torn apart. Yeah, they have no weapons, no nothing. Yeah, okay, about that. We need to fix that. Let's do type black, type ice. Give her her dual wield. Wow, we really don't have anything she can wear, do we? Oh, she already has armor. Excellent. Let's give her the helmet of the pack. And extra focus sounds good. You're already doing black damage, so I don't have to worry about that. Alright, Rowan. I didn't even think about making sure that these guys were all good to go. We just kind of ran in. Give you some extra hit points. Can you use a... You cannot use a staff. So, do we have a shield? We don't. At least not that I can see. Alright. Let's give you this then. And you're already doing black. So let's do this. There we go. That should help a little bit more.
Blazes, Tahar. Now I know why Lacane wants you dead. You really know how to fight.
Why, Katras? Why side with the Harbinger?
Blazes, you do like your dramatic lines, don't you? Look, this isn't personal. Lacane and his fanatics took down my camp and gave me a choice. Repent and accept the light, or have some stern-faced priest ram a bloody pike up me arse. So, unless you have some odd fantasies that I don't want to know about, don't tell me you wouldn't have done the same.
A loyal man wouldn't have.
Well, good thing I never swore loyalty to you or the Empire, isn't it? Don't kid yourself, Lord Marshal. You would have done the exact same thing. Pretend all you like. In the end, we're all selfish pieces of shit. And the only difference between me and you is that I'm honest about it.
Any last words?
I hate to disappoint, but we're not quite there yet, friend. Goodbye, Tahar. Too bad we couldn't be on the same side this time.
What the?
The teleport rune. Wise choice.
Bloody coward. At least we secured the entrance. That's what matters. What about the rest of the city? Are we safe?
Not yet. Hold your position for now. We'll meet at the Nexus once all this is over.
Understood. Tiara's blessings, Tahar.
And I can't
There's
control
still two
anything.
entrances we haven't covered yet.
That's what I was hoping for. Was that we would just be able to... we're going to have to run all the way over here. I mean, this is a closed gate, but the next one is here. So we may as well just run. I don't have anywhere I can sell currently, do we? No. Nope, nope, nope. All right, let's get down here and talk to the lovely ladies. Let's see here. Yeah, she's our, yeah. Yeah, okay. Whoop. Not the buttons I'm wanting to click. Where are we?
Yes.
We're about halfway there. All right. That's fine. We'll just wait and get there when we get there. Okay, and now that we're here... Well, there's a gate down here that we never even knew about. Huh. A lot of my getting out a lot easier.
Tahar, you're awake.
Shit. So they've already breached the outer walls.
They will soon. That masked thing on the other side. I don't know how he does it, but he's draining me.
Drain. Iria!
Okay.
Blazes, what kind of magic is that? Ready yourself, Tahar!
Leave it to me.
Killed one of our heroes.
What? Seriously? Heal in here, please.
Blazes, help me, some...
Let's get a Fury. Can I have a Siphon as well? I need to give him a ranged weapon.
I'm injured.
One down. One of our heroes.
Not the real one.
Alright, well that's...
Another illusion.
Who would have guessed? Who was that?
I saw him around Lacane before. If I had to make a guess, I'd say he's one of his commanders. Come, let's check on Iria and the Scryer. Yes?
Shadow Strike. Oh, that's the triple damage, right?
Ellen's reins. What happened?
The barrier gave up.
Blazes. For someone who just came back from the dead, you're in good shape. Whatever your mother did to you, it seems to help. What about that masked fellow? Where is he?
We've taken care of him, at least for now. Are you injured?
No, just a scratch. Seems like Scryer Elion got the worst of it.
Can you take care of her? We have to make sure the other entrances are safe.
Yes. I'll get her to the Nexus as quick as possible. Be careful, Corporal. I have a feeling that masked priest wasn't Lacane's only ace up the sleeve.
Probably not. Stay safe, Iria. Almost through. Just one more entrance to go.
All the more reason to hurry.
Well, I just accidentally used Warcry. Let's go up here.
I am ready.
Because that's where we need to go. I wish we could have chosen our party for this, but, you know, it is what it is. We need to go here. So this is Gore. Wait, we can come get the Devourer. Let's get the Devourer. This is going to be an interesting fight.
I'll make it quick.
I need you to do a siphon. And we need a heal. Let's do a Shadow Strike and a War Cry.
Yes.
Well, since it's only one guy, we did a whole lot better. Excellent. More Demon Essence. More Demonic Essence. What else is up here that I didn't feel that we would be able to take on with just Druzzl? We got a Katana, a Mirror of Glisten, a Healing Potion, and a little tiny bit of gold. I don't know if that was worth it. I mean, there is a whole huge area.
Sure.
Apparently. Are you sure we didn't come up here initially? Didn't we explore up here the first time through? I honestly don't remember. Huh. Alright. Time to go back down.
Huh.
Let's go talk to Gore. See what he has to say.
I am ready.
All right, Gore, my friend. What do you have to say? What's going on over here?
Zarek's fangs. Oh, blazes, it is you. Last time I saw you, you were lying on that stone bed like a bloody corpse.
That's about how I felt when I woke up. What's the situation? I don't see any Purity men around here.
No, not Purity, but someone else. According to my scout, they're gathering their forces down that valley. My gut tells me they're waiting for reinforcements.
Damn it. What's the plan then?
Well, now that you're here, I say you move out and crush them. We'll hold our position and cover your backs.
Simple enough. All right then. Move out. Almost through. Just one more entrance to go.
All the more reason.
Let's get a nice fireball in here, too. And maybe an Armageddon. Although, I'm curious if the Armageddon hurts us.
What Pilskin want?
You know, I don't know. And I don't really like it. So, let's get in here. All right. All right, it's fine for now. Switch back to our main ability. Oh yeah, call the elders.
I understand.
They will burn. We'll make short work of them.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna give Rowan a bow. He can use a bow, right? Yes, he can. At least now he'll stay back and out of the main fighting. All I have to worry about then is Iana.
They won't stand a chance. It will be bloody.
Is this Norian?
The fabled pariah. Interesting. I thought you were dead.
Why are you doing this? Throwing your lives away for some deluded madmen.
Deluded? You're confusing something, Tahar. The Harbinger is pure. We're pure. You. People like you are who are making this necessary. It wasn't always like that, you know. A long time ago, this world was a world of peace. But then man gave in to temptation. They were weak, and they chose sin over virtue, sin over purity. And now look where we stand. Our history is a testament to our corruption. Wars, rape, hunger, illness. They are Aeronir's punishment for defying him. But that era has come to an end. We will make the world pure again and make it worthy of Aenir's return.
By slaughtering innocents? Blazes, are you that blind? Aenir is forgiveness. You are perverting his name for your own purposes.
No, Tahar. Aenir is justice, and that's what we deliver.
No, you don't. Ooh, that didn't work. All right.
Not bad, Tahar. Not bad.
Any last words?
Yeah. Listen.
What the?
Go after me and lose your city and your friend, or save them and let me go. Your choice.
She got away.
No time to go after her. We need to secure the entrance.
Isn't that the truth? Come on. Thank you.
I need healing. Anything on your mind?
Easy.
That is a lot of people.
You'll regret this.
Ooh. Gore is almost gone.
Corporal.
There we go.
A trap. I should have seen that.
Their leader got away.
I figured. But it won't be the last time we see her. We secured the entrance. That's what matters. What about the rest of the city? They attacked from all sides at once.
Yes, I know. We'll take care of it. Just hold your position for now. Once all this is over, we'll meet at the Nexus.
Understood. Don't die, Tahar.
I'll do my best.
That's the plan, is to not
So
die.
many casualties. I just don't understand. We just ended one war. Now the Harbinger starts another.
Human nature, Tahar. People need an enemy. Peace is always fleeting.
Do you really think so?
I do.
What do you mean? She was possessed. This doesn't make any sense.
I'm afraid it does. But again, I have a theory. Let's wait for Tahar.
There you are. I've assigned troops to guard the entrances and double the defenses. If the Harbinger ever strikes again, we'll be prepared.
Good work.
Anyway, there are more important things we need to discuss now. For starters, what, by the Guardians, happened to my sister?
That's a damn good question. Iskrim, you said that you have a theory.
Well, yeah, I do. The rune. While you were asleep, I tinkered with it a little.
You think the rune has something to do with this?
A rune. But it's probably best if I show you. Follow me, Tahar.
I'm coming too.
All right, let's see. Turn around.
Tiara's breath.
Step forward. So, you get the idea.
Mind control.
Yeah. There are still some critical problems with it, and what I've done is far from what the Harbinger did with Lady Moira. But, Tahar, this rune, it has so much potential. If you thought what it does with the Godstones was fascinating, it's just the beginning. The Shapers, the Gazarlanthep, they knew their full potential. And this is the reason they were so powerful. Do you see it now? They...
Have you lost your bloody mind? Stop that! Whatever it is! Stop it now!
What?
Stop it for fuck's sake!
Fine. You're free. Go and take a nap.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Iskrim, this is wrong. Completely, utterly wrong.
All right. Just cool your head, will you? I know my way of handling things might not have been optimal, but hey, at least now we know what we're up against. Could at least give me that much credit.
Just never do something like this again. And you think that the Harbinger controls Lady Myra, right?
Yes, and in an extraordinarily powerful way, if I may say so.
Huh. In other words, we need to find a way to break that possession. Right now, House Utran is under the Harbinger's control.
Madness. This is madness.
Whatever it is, let's tend to the wounded first. We'll discuss everything else in the Nexus.
Yes. Let's do that.
I haven't even gotten to level up yet. We're just sitting here.
All right, let's catch our breaths first. Hangar, I'll talk to you when I'm ready to discuss the next steps.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Oh, okay, cool. Now I can level up. All right, so everybody's leveled up. Let's see here. What does Fireball do? A larger area. Yes, please. I actually didn't like Armageddon. Which is fine. Let's see here. Yara applies regeneration. I believe she's one. Yeah, she's one of the ones who comes with us all the time. So let's apply that. Next is Iskrim, which is kind of iffy. Completely immune to all damage. Oh, I already got that one. All right. Let's give you the third use of regain some focus on a successful block. Ooh. Oh, you actually have 2 points. Okay, let's give you the third level of Shield Bash. In a cone. Oh, yes. Wait. Oh, you have a point over here. Strength. Alright, Rowan. Who I don't really want to bring out. Anyway, that's fine. Gore has 2. Let's pump intelligence. Let's give you... You know, I don't even know what I have you use. What do I have you use? Gore, Void Arrow, Fire Totem, and Day of Reckoning. Alright. So the third level also applies Silenced. That sounds good. Void Arrow. There it is. Silenced, extra damage, weakened, bleeding. All in the immediate vicinity. Cool. Alright, Uram, who is our tank. Let's give you Shield Bash. That way that hits in a cone, because I use that all the time. Quite literally. No, not Solar Plexus Strike. Let's go with Flurry of Blades. And then Undergast. I don't actually have you going out with me very often. Actually, no. You go out with me all the time. I just don't have you healing this way. I have you healing with... Where are you? Paradox, Retaliation, and Mesmer's Lance. Alright. Paradox, Mesmer's Lance, Retaliation. None of which I can upgrade. So that's Focus. That's Health. That's Focus Regen. Oh, his Focus Regen is crazy high. And you have a little bit of everything, huh? Alright. So you need... I do believe you already have all of that. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, he already has all of his stuff to start with. So, what do we have? What's your extra is Warfare. 2 health per second when out of combat. Apply Armored if your health drops below 60. Field Marshal grants an aura that increases the crit hit chance. Interesting. You know, I don't know if I'm going to use him either. And you have what? Sword and board, or is that two-handed? Two-handed, okay. So let's go with Brutality then. Let's go with 3. We'll go with Whirlwind. Let's get Bloodthirst on here. Increase damage with two-handers. There we go. Let's go all 3 in there. I'm not going to go with Cleave or Death Blow. That's only, what, 2 abilities? Yes, we need 1 more. You know what? Let's go with Field Marshal. This aura... Okay, that aura is for them. Let's go with extra damage. That is a lot of damage. 4 health. Up to 77, huh? Oh, that's because I forgot about all this. Alright, let's bring that up to 11. Let's bring... Is it willpower? Let's focus points. Let's bring up Constitution by 1. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so we now have to talk to everybody. Gotta talk to Yara and Gore up here. I need to visit my mother's body.
Now would you look at that?
Let's talk to Gore.
Ah, Tahar. Never mind.
Something on your mind?
Well, maybe. Remember when you asked me about Rain, the other gifted shaman from my tribe?
Yeah? What about it?
I want to talk about it. I'm not supposed to, but I don't know. I trust you, Tahar, and I've kept silent about this for far too long. Zarek's fangs, this is so silly. I feel like a damn child.
Gore, just spit it out already.
Right. Where do I start? Before becoming a shaman, every disciple has to go through a trial. The Iron Trial, as it's called. I told you that I did most of my training in solitude, didn't I? That wasn't true. 5 years after I entered disciplehood, another orc was accepted by my elder. A female named Rain. She was 2 years younger than me.
I thought only male orcs can be gifted.
No. It's just that for female orcs, it's even rarer to have magic. Which is why there are close to no female shamans.
Huh. How did you get along?
Well, at first, I was a complete dick to her. I was jealous and feared for my position. However, she never took offense by it. She fired back at me when I got childish, but at the same time never lowered herself to my level. As the years went by, we became friends. And no, there was no courting or mating involved, if that's what you're thinking. She was more like a sister to me, and one who, unlike my true kin, understood me. Those years in the Orcish steppes, they were special. We spent days, weeks out in the wild, doing whatever our elder tasked us with. And though it was hard, there was beauty in that. We just had this connection between us, this trust.
But something happened, am I right?
Yeah, the trial did. The sacred test every disciple has to take before he or she can become a shaman. Our elder sent us both at the same time, which was unusual. But of course I was relieved. There was plenty of talk about the Iron Trial, and I was scared.
How did Rain feel about it?
Same as I. Believe me, Tahar, Only a fool would have entered into the trial with a smug smile on his face. We knew what was ahead of us.
What did you know about the trial?
Rumors. Shamans are forbidden to talk about it. But it was known that only half of those who take it return at all.
So what happened?
Zarek's fangs. I can't believe I'm telling you this. I'm breaking my oath.
Don't do anything you'd regret later.
I won't. We weren't told much about the trial. Only that we'd have to venture to a cave, far up in Barga Gore. They also didn't tell us how to get there. Only that Zarek would guide us. And he did. After a week of traveling, we found it. It was a strange place, Tahar. I saw that right from the beginning. The entrance looked like a mouth, the rocks surrounding it like the bones of an old, forgotten beast, and the stalagmites like hundreds of teeth. But of course, we went in. We had to.
What did you find?
A giant hall. It was as mesmerizing as it was unsettling. There were murals and carvings all over the cave walls. Old glyphs that I'd never seen before.
Shaper glyphs, maybe?
No, not Shaper. They looked as if the Guardians themselves had carved them into the rock.
Interesting. What else was there?
Nothing. That's what baffled me. Apart from those murals, the hall was completely empty. And for some reason, the ground in that hall was completely smooth, like polished stone. There were braziers, one in each corner of the hall, and they were burning brightly. Rain was as confused as I was. But, nonetheless, we entered the hall. And that's when the trouble began. Because all of a sudden, the exit was gone. No magical noise, nothing. Just in that moment when we looked the wrong direction, it disappeared. And instead of it, we were looking at another wall.
How is that even possible? Maybe it was an illusion.
That was our first thought too, but it wasn't. That new wall was as solid as every other rock in that hall.
Strange. What did you do?
Well, after we calmed down a little, we assessed our situation. We figured that this was the Iron Trial, and that it was our task to find another exit. So we started looking. But it was pointless. There was nothing. We couldn't even hear the wind anymore. For the next 14 days, we were trapped. We couldn't make that wall disappear, and no matter how long we studied the glyphs, how long we prayed, nothing happened. On the 5th day, our provisions had come to an end, save for half a skin of water and a handful of jerky. On the 8th day, it was all gone.
Blazes. How did you survive?
I'm getting there. As you can imagine, the thirst was the worst. It drove us mad, and we searched every corner of that goddamn hall for just a drop of water. Not that we hadn't looked before, but as you know, hope dies last. Have you ever had thirst, Tahar? Real thirst?
No.
And hope it stays that way. I'd rather bleed out on a pole than experience that again. On the 11th day, Rain and I were puking our guts out. Our skin had literally started to crack, and I felt as if I was burning from within. On the 12th day, we were only an inch from death. That's when the dream came.
A dream?
Yes, a shared dream, almost like a vision. We were still in that hall, Rain and I, but we were out of our bodies, floating like spirits. At first I thought we had died, then I saw what was different. The floor was full of blood, and that blood was burning. The murals and glyphs had started moving, twisting, like shadows dancing on a wall. That's when I first understood what they were depicting. For some reason in the real world, I'd never been able to.
What did they depict?
It showed what was expected from us, what we had to do to get out. Sorry this isn't easy. I've dreamed about those weeks ever since. But telling someone, it feels bizarre. Zarek demanded a fight. Either one of us died by the hands of the other, or we would die there together. The Iron Trial. We were never both meant to pass.
So you fought each other?
No. Trial or not, I would have rather died than done that. And that's precisely what I told Rain. A god that demands a man to kill his own sister is not a god that deserves worship by anyone. But Rain wouldn't have it. She claimed that if both of us died, both of our lives would be wasted for nothing. I got angry and asked her if she meant that she wanted to fight me. She said no.
I don't understand.
She wanted me to kill her. She told me that she was already too weak to make it down the mountain anyway, but that I could still make it. Believe me, Tahar, if there had been any strength left in me, I would have punched her just for suggesting it.
Did you ever consider sacrificing yourself?
No. I know it makes me sound like a coward, and maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't. But the sane part of my mind still believed that there had to be another way. That all this was just some cruel joke, and the cave we had found maybe wasn't Zarek's after all.
And yet, you're here.
I am. I should have known before she even did it. She always had to have it her way, no matter the price. It happened when I was asleep. She took my dagger from its sheath, put it into my hand, and drove it through her throat without hesitation. When I opened my eyes, her blood was already all over my face. And as if Zarek had been watching all along, the wall disappeared. No noise. Just like that. The wind was back, and it was raining outside. The first time in months. I like to think that she saw it before she died.
Did you make the descent?
I did. There were berries in a mountain goat that had been hit by a rock slide, right next to the exit. It was so absurd I almost had to laugh. When I got back to the Elder's shack, I screamed at him, then broke down and started to cry. He just listened. In the end, he told me that we had both known what had been at stake. Yet we agreed. Choice and consequence. He made me a shaman the next day.
Do you blame yourself sometimes?
Of course I do. But ultimately, it was her choice. And all I can do to honor her now is to respect it.
I see.
There's one more thing. Remember when you asked me why I feel the way I do about our culture? Why I think we orcs should strive for more? It's Rain who made me realize that. Most orcs would have fought each other in that cave, to the death. But she didn't. Instead of submitting to her primal instincts, she made a sacrifice. One that I could have made too, if I hadn't been such a coward. Blazes, it feels strange to have told you all this. But, I don't regret it.
Well, thanks for trusting me with this, Gore.
Let me have some time for myself right now, all right? I need to think.
So, Gore now has access to his next level Shapeshift Tribe Eater. Transform into a Tribe Eater. Oh, that sounds terrifying. That sounds awesome enough that I want to try it. Alright, we're going to forego talking with Angar for now because that continues the main quest. which I want to go visit our mother's body first. We have a couple things to do with Iskrim. I think we have some things to do with Iskrim. Not sure.
Ah, I was hoping you'd come by. That was quite the surprise visit, wasn't it? The Harbinger couldn't have picked a better time for his attack.
I guess you could say that. How's your injury? That blast from the barrier looked quite painful.
The blast? Oh yeah, sure. I'm as good as new. One of the perks of being a light mage. Tahar, I'm sorry. For everything.
What do you mean?
Well, what you discovered in that dungeon. I didn't see that coming, honestly. I mean, I'd always felt you were different, but an experiment of your father? I would have never guessed. And now that bastard Lacane took your mother. It's just... one tragedy follows another. Now I feel almost ridiculous thinking about my supposed problems.
A bit of normality would be nice for a change.
I can imagine. Tell me, Tahar, if you had had the choice, would you have wanted to know? About your mother and how you were born?
Yes. It's always better to know the truth.
Is it? Sometimes I wonder if the truth doesn't just make it all worse. Anyway, Shaper or not, it's good to have you back. Honestly, there were times when I was worried you wouldn't ever wake up again.
I'm touched.
You better be. Anyway, in case you were wondering, I'm not planning to leave now. If you need my help, I'll be here.
Thanks, Iria. I really appreciate it.
Great. And now that we've got that out of the way, you should get some more sleep. You still look like a walking corpse. Don't make a habit out of it. I'll talk to you later.
You know, I still think there's something going on between the two of
Corporal?
them.
Need anything?
I think this
You
is
never
where we
told
were.
me why you fled Finan Mir.
Fair enough. You've given me little reason to distrust you, so... oh well. Let's just get this over with. I already told you about my father. How to him, I had always been more of an asset. Well, after my father died, I decided to become a novice.
A novice?
Someone aspiring to be a priest of Ellen. I don't know why I did it. It was something my father had always considered a backup plan if an arranged marriage wouldn't work out. Part of it was probably because obeying my father was all I knew at that time.
What does life as a priest of Ellen look like?
Boring. Though not as boring as a Northander monk's life. You are free to have family and to indulge in the earthly pleasures. Still, your life is devoted to worship. And for a priest of Ellen, that means healing the sick and preserving Ellen's greatest gift, nature.
Was it difficult to receive the novitiate?
Not for me. First of all, I was a good candidate. I was still very young, not even in my 30s. And I already knew a great deal about magic and healing. Secondly, I was, after all, a pureblood. That helped as well.
But something happened.
Yes. In my first year, I fell in love. That crazy, hot-blooded, head-over-the-heels kind of love that the bards all sing about. The boy felt the same way, and for the next year it was, well, it was perfect. It was the two of us against the world. Maybe you know that feeling.
What was his name?
Doesn't matter.
And the priests didn't mind?
Priestesses. Only women are allowed to teach. And no, they didn't. Elves consider love to be a blessing of Ellen. Forbidding it would be near absurd. I have no clue where your monks got that idea from. Though, of course, that boy and I tried to, restrain ourselves when the situation demanded it.
Huh. And I guess your romance didn't end well.
You guess right. But it was more than that. You know, I told you how I always felt estranged around other people. I knew how to put on a smile, how to make myself fit in, but it was always fake. Shallow. With him, it was different. Dramatic as it may sound, I thought I had finally found someone who understood me. Then there was the novitiate. Despite all the time I sunk into doing the crazy things lovers often do, I never failed as a student. Or, no, let's put it another way. I was the best, in every aspect.
Which didn't sit well with some people.
No. And eventually, they made sure I felt it. They excluded me from everything, stared at me when I walked by. It hurt, yes, but I convinced myself it didn't. I've always been good at that.
Did it take a toll on your relationship with that boy?
More than that. My lover's friends started manipulating him. Telling him that I only saw him as my pet. That he was a failure, and that I only kept him around to feel good about myself.
What? And he listened to them? That's pathetic.
Maybe. But he was young, same as I, and young people often do irrational things. You see, we novices all knew that only 4 out of 20 will be granted priesthood at the end of our training. And being a failed novice leaves you with a mark you'll keep for the rest of your life. It all looked peaceful on the surface, but beneath that it was an arena. And these other novices, they made sure my friend became aware of that fact. To him, I started being a rival as well. And do you want to know the biggest joke of it all? I didn't see it. The idea that, I don't know, that he would listen to them. That he would ever reach a point where he'd put what we had below his hurt pride and his fears. It never crossed my mind.
So what happened?
Well, he knew I was curious by nature, so one night when we were in bed together, he suddenly asked me if I wanted to go on an adventure. Of course I said yes. So we snuck out into the cloister's courtyard. It was beautiful. The night was cloudless, and the old oak, our cloister's shrine, had just begun to bloom. We made our way to the library building, but of course the door was locked. Out of nowhere, he pulled a key, grinning at me, and opened it. It was insane. As you can imagine, priests aren't known for being lenient towards these kinds of trespassings. We were risking our novitiate, and I didn't even know the reason, but I liked it. And we were doing it together, weren't we? It was exciting. He took my hand and we went to the High Priestess's office. We opened the door and went inside, and there he finally told me what we were here for, to open the grimoire.
Whatever that is, it sounds like that was a terribly bad idea.
It was. It was a stupid idea. And if I hadn't been so blind, so bloody naive, I should have seen it by then. But I didn't.
What did he ask you to do?
To open it and try to read one of the spells. He teased me. Told me that I wouldn't be able to do it. You know? Saying it like that. It sounds so bloody stupid, doesn't it? But again, I was too blind. I laughed. I wanted to impress him, so I gave him a kiss. Opened the page and started saying the words. Long story short, I lost control. The spell was too much for me to handle, and it misfired. One moment I was staring at the pages, the next one, the library was aflame, and my lover was gone.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I was the one too stupid to see it coming.
How far did that fire spread?
Not far. It was put out before it could do real damage. But, of course, that was the end of novitiate. I was thrown into the cell of shame and sentenced to 12 years of polishing prayer banks and cleaning floors in the shrine.
Did you try to tell the priestesses the whole story?
No, I just sat there and smiled. Of course I did. But my love had all his friends to back him up. To them, it wasn't even a trial. It was a feast.
Your lover, did he regret it?
I think so. The only bloody gratification I ever got from this. But even if he would have confessed and begged me to take him back, I couldn't have. All that connection, that trust, it was gone. Worse, it was tainted.
But you never did polish those prayer banks, am I right?
No. In the night after the trial, they still let me sleep in my chamber. Thoughtlessness, I suppose, or maybe they simply didn't care. I got my things, left, and never came back. So, here it is, the whole truth. No dark secrets, no assassinations, no necromantic rituals. Just a plain old broken heart. Compared with all that shit you had to go through, it almost sounds ludicrous.
It doesn't. Being betrayed by someone you trust often hits the hardest.
Yeah, I guess. It's just, I don't get it. How could he give all that up? I mean, there was something between us, you know? Something rare, something precious. But no, He threw it all away for his fucking vanity. But in a way, it's just a continuation of what I've always known. Wherever I am, I'm a stranger. People don't like me, and I don't like them.
For what it's worth, I'm glad our paths crossed.
Yeah. Me too, Corporal. Me too. I'd like some space now. I hope you don't mind. Let's talk later.
Reborn, huh? What is that? Become revived when you die. Funny thing is, I've never had her die. I've had everybody else die. Well, almost everybody else die. Never had her die. All right. Time to go downstairs. See what else is going on. Talk to Rowan, talk to Iana, talk to Undergast. Gather an army capable of defeating the light. So we have to go outside and talk to people.
What do we need?
Which I guess we'll do here soon. Alright, let's get going.
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled. One thing is clear.
I still find it weird how he runs back.
Let's see.
Wait, I thought you said my mother was down here.
Interesting.
Wasn't she? Was she upstairs?
Tahar, thank Nihal if you're awake. For a while, I wasn't sure you'd make it. How do you feel? Out on the battlefield, we didn't really get the chance to talk.
I just found out that my mother is a Shaper and that she's still alive. And now Rondar Lacane took her. How do you think I feel?
Bad, I assume. Sorry, that was probably a stupid question to ask. It's a tragedy. The purity on the loose, with the power of the Archfire in the Harbinger's hands. Who could have seen that coming? For what it's worth, I'm sorry I had to go through this. I truly am.
I always had my doubts about Lacane. Only I didn't expect this to happen.
I figure.
Be that as it may, all that matters now is that we stop him. What about you, Iskrim? I doubt whatever bargain you struck with Lacane still stands. You're still here, so I guess you aren't planning on leaving.
Me? No, of course not. Where would I go, Tahar? There's no way of knowing what the Purity would do if they caught me. He wanted to kill you, so maybe Lacane doesn't want to leave any witnesses. Not to mention that we're still in the ancient Shaper city, full of marvels waiting to be discovered.
Well, I'm glad you're able to see it that way.
A frown hasn't helped anyone yet, has it? There's, one more thing I wanted to ask you. It's about your mother. About Andra.
Ask.
I'm not sure how to say this, but she was a Shaper. A living Shaper.
Don't talk about her as if she's already dead. Lacane only trapped her.
Of course. Sorry, I meant no offense. See, Tahar, all tragedy aside, you have to understand how fascinating this is. A Shaper who survived through the Aeons. And as if that weren't enough, you even turn out to be related. I have so many questions, Tahar, so many questions. Iria said at the moment Andra and you melded, she made you see something. Fragments of her past. Now, I can't help but wonder, what was it? Did you see Mullendir in all its former glory?
I didn't see anything. It's more like I suddenly have that sense of familiarity. Especially here.
But that's even more exciting. She must have transferred some of her memories onto you. I wonder if that's part of this melding ritual. Look, Tahar, I'm not sure how to say this, but how would you feel about it if I examine her? There's so much we could learn from her, even if her mind has left her body.
Iskrim, I just lost my mother. The last thing I want to talk about right now are medical examinations on her body.
All right. I understand. Sorry, Tahar. I meant no offense. I think I should get back to work now. I'll see you around.
Sorry, Iskrim. But I'm still planning on trying to reunite her mind with her body. Which should be interesting if we can actually do that. Alright. Back upstairs, because apparently Mother is up here. She's not there. Ah, there she is. See, it said in the Nexus, which is technically downstairs. Technically.
She's breathing, but her spirit is gone. Damn you, Lacane.
All right, let's go to the entrance.
What do we need?
We need to go outside, talk to quite a bit of people.
Got it.
All right, so we should have stuff to buy and or sell. Should also be able to what do you call it? Hopefully sell a whole bunch of stuff. Are you back? You're back? Ay, ay, ay. All right.
Now would you look at that?
Let's come up here and talk.
So, this is your place. Huh. Interesting. I like the architecture. It has grace.
You like it?
Yes, imagine an orc who isn't all about pikes and spikes. Either way, let me know if you need my knowledge.
Will do. Thanks, Kier.
So this thing is no longer active again.
What's next?
All right.
Yes, yes.
5,000. All of this is orcish, right? Yeah. I think we're going to stay with the human side of things. Oh, I can sell the recruit garments. Let's see here. What else do we have that we don't really need? So these are worth quite a bit. But yeah, see, I've never found a use for some of these things. And I think I can literally just sell them. But it's also one of those things that... Let's sell these. It is technically classified as loot. However, again...
A fair offer.
I don't know if that's the loot that we want to be working with or not.
Let's see.
Actually.
Understood.
Come here. All right.
Yes, Corporal?
Hello, Iana.
How can I help?
About you being an assassin. You said that you might be willing to tell me more about that at another time. How about now?
I'm still not certain. The question really is, do you want to know? It might change something.
Well, I wouldn't have asked otherwise. Tell me.
All right. Where should I begin? Do you remember what I told you about that man who bought me from the Greyfell Bazaar? My owner? I also told you that after an incident, he discovered my talents and made me an assassin.
I remember. But what does that have to do with your morality?
It's complicated. The incident took place at a festivity. A lot of highly influential people were there, servants of the crown, wealthy merchants, nobles. My master knew all of Greyfell's elites. As always, at these festivities, it was my and the other slaves' responsibility to ensure the guests' well-being. It must have been close to midnight when a man took me into his chambers. I'd learned to play along years ago because resisting only made it worse. This time, however, was different. For some reason, that man wanted me to tell him that I loved him. I did, but he kept on telling me that I should say it like I really mean it. When I couldn't, he got angrier and angrier and started choking me. I had almost lost consciousness when I felt something break. I don't know how else to put it. It was as if my mind simply cracked open, like a crystal ball smashed against a mirror. And all of a sudden, that man and I weren't separate entities anymore.
I don't follow.
My magic, my dreamweavery, that's when it broke free. You probably don't know this, but the only way to become a dreamweaver is by shattering your mind. You are opening yourself to the thoughts and emotions of others, but you lose your own.
What happened to the man?
I killed him. It wasn't a conscious choice, looking back. I even think that shattering my mind was my body's way of ensuring survival. I closed my eyes, reached out for the man's mind, and just crushed it. The man gasped, lost balance, and fell right off the bed. He wasn't dead yet, but unable to move. Like a puppet rid of its strings. At first I was disoriented. But then I felt it, for the first time. The urge.
To kill him?
Yes. To massacre him. Hear his screams. To see his life taken by my hand. I grabbed a lantern that was standing on a bedside table and knelt over him, and... well, you can picture the rest. To get back to your original question, that urge, it stuck with me. I think that the moment when my mind shattered and I became a dreamweaver was what unlocked it. Ever since then, I've found violence and bloodshed to be ecstatic, erotic even. And when I kill someone, like I killed that man, I feel alive. Actually, it's one of the few times I am capable of feeling anything at all.
Huh. And this is why you became an assassin?
Yes. My master introduced me into the craft. Probably because he knew that my dreamweavery had changed me. I wasn't just a slave child anymore. I was a weapon now. More than that, even. I needed what these new tasks my master sent me on provided me with. It had become a basic need of mine. Of course, I briefly considered changing my profession after my master had his accident. But I didn't. Killing is something I need, as much as a child needs the love of his mother. If I don't feed my urge, I will die. Not physically, but mentally. I just know this.
That's a lot to take in.
I know. Now tell me, Tahar. Do you regret asking me this question? Knowing all this, do you think I'm a monster?
You're not.
Really? That's unexpected. Anyway, I would like some time for myself now. I hope you understand.
Yep. Whoop. That was not the one I wanted to go through, but that's okay. I need to go over here next.
Yes.
To speak with Rowan. Actually, that's not... yeah, that is Rowan.
Yes.
And then Underguest. Okay.
So, I guess we have some talking to do, don't we?
You knew about my mother, didn't you? That's what you hinted at back at the forge, before we set out to the Eye.
Well, the answer is yes and no. I had suspicions, let us call it that, but they weren't enough to go on, and I had no idea your mother was connected to the Bloodburn.
You should have told me.
Is that so? And exactly what should I have told you? That I believe you might be the result of your father's experiments? That you're the offspring of some long-dead, forgotten race? Tell me, Tahar, what for? I mean, at best, you wouldn't have believed me. And at worst, it would have cost you your sanity. So no, I don't think I should have told you. I didn't know if these suspicions had any substance at all. And I would have been at great risk, especially back then when you were still part of the rebellion.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore, does it?
No. And I didn't get a chance to say this yet, but I'm glad you made it, Tar. We need you in this.
Alright, Rowan. What you unlocked? Regenerate focus when you kill an enemy. Alright, that's interesting. Huh?
I want to buy some better equipment. Music to my ears. What did you have in mind?
Huh? Alright, I think I am going to sell all this stuff. Can I hit shift and control? Alt? Dang it. I actually have to sit here and click. You. 2 fire nettles. Let's loot, right? Yeah. So, it never introduced us to anything resembling anything that the loot could be used for. So, I'm just going to sell it all, except for the goblin meat. We're actually going to go turn that in immediately after this, actually. This is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of clicking. And those are all quest items. Alright, I can sell this. And we want Arsonist. Oh. I mean, I don't know what else I'm going to spend my money on. I am planning on using the infantryman. Yes, please. Cost reduction, please. I guess that's it. For now, anyway. So, I am planning on using the humans for the most part. We still have some locked buildings, but that's alright. Still have some locked research. Alright, let's come talk to Undergast. And then we'll go from there.
Tahar, it is good to see that you have recovered. This place and these people lacked guidance without you.
They did?
Yes. The Lord Marshal tried to assume control, but as you might have expected, he did not have everybody's support. I was even fearing an internal power struggle, and I'm glad it did not come to that. I must say, Tahar, your mother, she is remarkable. I have always wondered what the Shapers look like, and now I do. It is fascinating, though I suppose this is a difficult topic for you. Forgive me if my words were inappropriate.
All that matters is that we save her. We need to stop Lacane and get my mother's spirit back into her body.
Yes, this is our objective. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Yes? What is it?
So, Undergast, when you told me about your split with Lena, I got the feeling that you were more than just colleagues.
You are asking if we were in love. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Then let me start by telling you that the term love is undefined and that theories about it conflict one another. I have read a lot of books on it, and I've studied the poems, and I've come to the conclusion that it is ultimately a primitive, carnal urge that people have come to romanticize for the emotions that come with it. I, myself, never felt it, and maybe that was because I saw the underlying mechanisms. I always found it strange how people overreact so strongly to such a simple emotion, and maybe that very fact stopped me from being able to feel these emotions at all.
Well, what are the underlying mechanisms?
The desire to reproduce with a fitting mate. In fact, the orcs have a very dry, rational view on this process, but for some reason humans, dwarves, and elves do not.
Love is more than just that.
Well, most people would agree with you, and I'm certain that in your subjective experience it is.
So, what you're saying is that you were never able to feel love. But then Lena came along and you did.
No, it was not that simple. What stood out in our relationship was that we connected. I've never felt that before. You see, Tahar, to me, the bonds people have always felt peculiar. And I am not like Iana. Her mind simply does not have the ability to feel these bonds anymore. She had them once, but then she lost them, as she became a dreamweaver. My brain is capable of feeling these things, but I am unable to connect with the outside world. I only have my own mind as a frame of reference. For example, when a person tells you yes, whereas he or she means no, you might be able to feel this discrepancy because you're able to empathize with her. I can't. To me, this person's distress would make no sense whatsoever. But then there was Lena. For some bizarre reason, she understood me and I understood her. Or at least, I thought that I did. It was as if this barrier, this shell that separates my mind from others, was pervious to her emotions. I know how strange it sounds, and I also have no explanation for why this was, yet it changed me. All at once, I felt connected. Do you know this feeling, Tahar? You have traveled with these people for quite some time now. Is there anyone you were, well, fond of?
Well, yes, there is.
I see. Then you probably know how distracting such a feeling can be. To be honest, when I first became aware of that bond between Lena and me, I was horrified. I could not focus anymore, and when I sat down to write my studies, I realized after hours that none of what I had written made sense at all.
Your inability to relate to others, is it innate?
Yes. If it were not, I might have considered my sudden connection to Lena as a symbol of overcoming. But it was not. Even though I felt connected to Lena, I was still unable to feel the same way towards others. This is what deeply confused me.
What did Lena make of all that?
Nothing. Unlike me, she did not try to analyze, to understand its origin. At the same time, she did not discourage me from pondering. I believe this is what made our relationship unique. Complete acceptance. She did not try to tell me how I should behave or feel, and neither did I. Even when she decided to leave the guild and I decided to stay behind, we both accepted each other's decisions.
Am I right to assume that your relationship ended with your disagreement over the Creators Guild abandoning its neutrality?
No, you misunderstand. We never had a relationship. Although the feelings were mutual and we, acted on them, we never felt the need to bind ourselves to some close-minded societal construct. But yes, you are correct. It was the disagreement that broke our bond. Quietly, she left and never returned again.
Do you feel, I don't know, betrayed?
Betrayed? No. By betrayal, people usually mean when someone behaves contrary to what they agreed on, or, more often than not, as they would like that person to behave. I always found the word to be very misleading. Desires, wishes, and urges are natural things, and I always found the usage of such heavily judgmental words to be very childish. Lena did what she thought was right, and so did I. I have not and will never blame her for that.
What, so you didn't even argue? I have a hard time imagining that.
As I said, acceptance of one another's nature and decisions was a pivotal element in our interactions, though I did notice that my unwillingness to follow her on her mission caused her more emotional distress than she usually would have felt. You see, if there ever was a disharmony between us, it was when she tried to encourage me to embrace the world, as she put it. She told me that both I as a person and my studies would benefit from more first-hand experience.
Such as?
Well, anything. Traveling, studying the Tsarlanthep ruins first-handed, even visiting the city of Everlight every once in a while. She seemed to think that it could help me get a better understanding of the world. But again, she never tried to force me. I could tell that my unwillingness upset her, but, like always, she showed acceptance.
And you have no idea where she and the others are?
I don't. I have heard rumors that they were helping mages in Leonider, but that was moons ago.
How do you feel about this?
That is a good question. I still think about her, almost every day. But the more time passes, the more this entire episode starts to feel like a vague, distant dream, the way an elder must feel about youth. I do not know how I would feel if I ever saw her again.
I can imagine. Well, thank you for trusting me with this, Undergast.
You have nothing to thank me for. If this conversation helped you get a better picture of me, I'm glad we had it. But there is one more thing I would like to ask you, Tahar.
Tell me.
Do you have regrets? Do you ever feel as if you could and should have acted differently than you did act?
Yes, I do.
I understand. You see, I've never told you this, but I find your resilience to be remarkable.
How so?
Well, it is no secret that you have endured a lot of pain, especially your early childhood must have made a mark on your psyche. But still, you did not give up.
Well, I'm doing what I can.
I can see that. Either way, I think we have spent enough time talking. We should get back to the tasks at hand.
We should. So long, Undergast.
Alright, so I can't learn any more about Undergast yet. Let's stop and talk to these guys. See if they have anything that I want. They probably don't. But I do want to check. Especially with us not having very much money left. I kind of just spent most of it. I suppose I could sell some more stuff, but let's actually talk to you first.
Tandai, Tahar. Come to trade?
I'm sure I have just what
yes
you're
and
doing
no.
business with you. Come again. I'm getting
Yes,
you.
yes.
Let me take a look at your designs.
Of course. Take
Wow.
all the time you need.
He has money. Not that great of weapons either. You know, I don't think we need 2 staffs of ambient pyromancy. I don't think we need 2 staffs of ambient winter. We can sell anything that's damage versus, as I will never use it. Supply weekend. 1 additional target. Spears can go versus elves. Most of this can go. I never use it. You can go. I can sell one of the hoods. We can sell one of these 50s. Let's sell this one. I literally have 2 of those. Darkness, flames, frost, glisten, frost, glisten. Sell one of each of those. Alright, there's 26,000 back.
A fair offer.
What's funny is I now feel like coming back up here and buying some more stuff from this guy. So we're going to go do that real quick. And then we'll see where we're at.
Huh?
Huh?
I want music to my ears.
All right.
What did you have in mind?
Oh, I can buy all of it. Excellent. Boom. All right. So that gets all of that taken care of. Rowan's not the one that comes with us. Uram is. So this is 2 additional targets, 20 to 22. Oh, that's 2-handed, so we wouldn't be able to use the shield. Okay, so I could sell that. Yeah, we're probably going to end up selling that at some point. But let's get back inside real quick. And I do believe I'm going to end it off here. Next time when we come back tomorrow, we are going to talk to this guy, Angar, and continue on the main quest and see what else seems to be going on. We still are on the lookout for the discarded dwarven plate, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, I'm going to end today's live stream off here. I hope you folks enjoyed it. I will be going live again tomorrow at approximately noon Eastern time. And if you want to, you can go check out some of my videos over on YouTube. This will also be uploaded there as soon as we're done. Well, not as soon as we're done. I have to render it and chop off the beginning and all that stuff. So It will get uploaded probably tonight or tomorrow, and then it'll go live as soon as it gets processed. So I will catch you folks later, and stay frosty out there.